This is an Audio Wool original.
It's the most wonderful pod.
It's the most wonderful pod.
It's the most wonderful pod of the year.
Ho, 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 ho.
Oh, Jackie, how are you?
Ross, I have to say, how could I be bad when here we are watching Christmas movies?
On Shenandoah University's campus, nonetheless.
Nonetheless.
Happy Valentine's.
Happy
Valentine's
Valentine's.
Miss. Happy Valentine's Miss.
I knew we were getting a head start on Christmas. I did not know we were getting a head start on Valentine's Day. But that's on me because it's clear in this movie's title, this movie being Cupid for Christmas.
It's what we call in the biz, and Jackie, you're in the biz, so you get this.
Yeah.
But for those listening not in the biz, it's what we call genre bending, where you combine two things, sometimes close, sometimes not even close, and you put them together. In this case, two holidays that we never see together. We see, of course, Halloween, something spooky in Christmas, Santa's
We've seen
sleigh.
that, yeah.
We see Crazy Santa on a killing spree. We see all this stuff.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I hate it. We don't see Cupid in Christmas.
Well, you know what, Ross? We actually don't see a lot of, other than the famed Valentine's Day movie with every star you could think of. We don't.
Which we did last season.
We don't.
That you had to remind me of.
We don't see a lot of Valentine's Day movies in general.
Interesting.
Like rom-coms come out, but things that are just about Valentine's Day, and I could be wrong. I could just be missing something. But to me, I'm thinking of Valentine's Day, the movie, and that's kind of that. I don't know. I could be wrong.
No. I think too. You and I together, we've only watched maybe 12 movies. So I mean, there's so many movies out there.
You're right.
I think this one's unique in the sense of it's not just holidays. It's Cupid.
It's cute.
You have an entity that we all know about that in our minds it's like, oh, it's a baby in a diaper with an arrow. And they do a good job explaining everything.
Yep.
And I love it when movies do like one or two sentences and they explain it away and then we have to move on because the movie is moving forward.
It's fast.
So he grew up. So now he's an adult and now he's looking for someone to take over.
Let's get right into the IMDb.
Let's just get
Ross.
into it.
I would love
IMDb.com. IMDb.com right here. Made in 2021. Little known fact, this was one of the first feature films and I think TV shows to be okayed by like the state government.
What?
To be made in Virginia during COVID.
Oh.
It was like one or two to get like okayed.
Okay.
You're like, yep, you can start making it. And it was during COVID precautions. Hour 25.
That's interesting.
PG. Here's what it says. Hoping to land a promotion and become the next Cupid, his hapless apprentice Ruby is tasked with finding the perfect match for their most hopeless case. It has everything we want. I think it nails everything.
Yeah.
Jackie, we're looking for Christmas, we're looking for love, and we're always looking for a clumsy hottie. And it has all three.
I think that IMDb out of 10 stars,
How many do you think?
7.4.
Listen, your heart is just getting bigger
God,
and bigger as we're doing this
is
show.
it a 4.6?
165 people joined IMDb.com to write something about this movie. It is a 5.5. It's close to 6. It's 5.5.
5.5. Not bad.
Before we get into it, because we're just gonna go through it because this movie is like go. Before we get into it, just for the people listening and watching, thanks for watching.
Thank you.
We're putting these up on video now, so you can watch us. I talk a lot with my hands, not even close to Italian.
I would
but
if
that's
I
how
could, but
got a handheld.
in order to not be like peering down at you on the Zoom, I had to lower my chair a comical amount. To the point where I cannot put my microphone in its stand in a natural way.
I may have to get you one of these for the holidays. I'll get you one of these for the holidays.
I may have to
You're fine.
upgrade my system.
So this
Maybe
is the
I
third
could do
movie.
this, but this.
Oh yeah,
this
that's
feels
actually This is just for us. Can you just sit regular? You don't have to lean into it. Just sit regular and
Yeah.
talk.
Hey, what's up?
That's it.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, that's great. Actually, I can hear you fine. It's
Here
actually
I
the same.
was.
So you're great.
Here I was.
So now we can both be handsy.
Thank God.
Third movie made at Shenandoah University.
And we know the first.
And we know the first.
Santa Girl.
Santa Girl was made here. And actually,
I loved Santa
one
Girl.
person from Santa Girl, he is in the Santa Girl universe.
Ooh.
Did you notice him? He's really quick.
No, I did
It's
not.
real quick. You remember JR, like the Mr. White Christmas, the White Christmas guy? His son, the blonde that was supposed to date Santa Girl?
Uh-huh.
Remember the girl in this movie, Cupid for Christmas, when she's like, I don't date. And when they're at the theater, and that blonde guy comes up, and she's like,
that
"You're a
girl.
gym bro.
Yes.
You're a gym bro." That's JR from Santa Girl.
Oh, that was really the students in this movie are really interesting, but we digress as always.
Let's get into it.
Cupid for Christmas. We immediately meet who I thought was Cupid. She is not. Her name is Ruby and Philomena. I thought that she was Cupid because in the first scene, she's immediately flinging arrows, and it's immediately fun. People are on bad dates. They're getting struck with arrows. The dates are improving. No, she's not. Philomena and Ruby work for Cupid, which is apparently a very, I would say, corporate operation.
I would say it's akin to like the elf system in the North Pole.
Yes.
Or it's the mall Santas. They work for Santa.
Yeah.
They're not Santa. They are
The ambassadors.
the ambassadors for him. And I totally agree with that. And I still believe it to this day. They are watching at the same bar this date. And I love the setup. I love the setup that these Cupids are around. I love that people can see the Cupids.
Yeah.
I love that they're not invisible.
They're not invisible.
And they have to
though
kind of explain their weirdness.
They can poof in and out, but they're not invisible.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that's invisible are their arrows.
Right. And the arrows disappear.
Yeah, you feel them, but then they're gone.
And there's different colors.
I liked
it too.
I
It was
really
fun.
liked this movie, and I liked the magic of it. And I did like this beginning setup too, in terms of like two people on a date, and then right next door to them, the little Cupids just having an open and loud conversation about this date.
Yeah, just how bad it's going. And let's just get it out of the way. Philomena, the actor who played Philomena, did her job. Because I was so annoyed every time she showed up. And that was her character.
And yet, Ross, I marked down, I'm like, you know what? I really like this actor that played Philomena because, yes, she is supposed to be... She's in essence the bad guy in this movie. There is no real bad guy, but she's the nastiest one.
Right.
Which I like. I like that there's no like evil looming. There's a clock. There's a deadline, but there's not like someone who's trying to steal the show. And
And she wasn't even trying to like be Cupid.
No.
That wasn't her goal. Her goal was just like, I work here and that's what I do. I like that.
But I found that she was still extremely likable, even within her, like, the role that she has, which was very negative and nasty. I found her to be. I was just like very likable and natural, and just like like this. Like I'm even on your side. Like the way that she delivered was so lighthearted and kind of jokey, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm in.
Yeah.
I love
you know why?
that there's no bad guy. Actually, now that I didn't even think about it.
You know why? You don't think there's a bad guy, and you know why you like her? Because she's a little salty, a little rude, a little nasty.
Because I'm the bad guy.
Because you don't see that, because you are that. You are nasty.
You can't see what you are.
So she goes on this arrow spree, and that's like what she's known for. She is, and this is what I get. We have to do this for movies that, and also the person that played Ruby, she's awesome.
Amazing.
She's perfectly cast.
I looked her up immediately. I'm like, what else is this girl in? Because she's so good. She's
great.
So charming.
She gets in trouble for firing off these arrows, and people started falling in love. And
she gets in trouble because
apparently
she always starts brawls. She starts a brawl in this bar, to which very comically she and Philomena are unfazed, just keep sipping their little cocktails while this brawl is going on behind them. But that's not the first brawl we see in this. That's not the last brawl. This is the first brawl, but it was not the last brawl we see in this movie.
Yeah. So we go to heaven? Like where does Cupid live?
I don't know. And it's a very corporate office where there's a secretary. And the secretary doesn't know Ruby and Philomena. And that's also interesting to me, where I was like, I didn't expect them to then enter Cupid's office and meet the god of love. He is a certified immortal god, Richard Kind, who fucking kills.
Yeah.
I mean, he kills everything. He's so great.
He crushes it when he showed up, and playing Cupid is perfect because, and he plays characters that aren't warm. He plays the best word I can use is abrasive characters and like very. Like, when he shows up in a scene, he's going to be a little controversial. He's going to say something that, like, ruffle feathers. But him playing Cupid was perfect. Because he wants people to fall in love so bad that he does come off as like, come on, just fall in love. It's the best. Love is the best.
But we also learn that it's an interesting stance, and I like it because it's very... The message of this movie is the opposite of most Christmas movies, which is, this is not... these Cupids are getting frustrated. Ruby's getting frustrated because she's like, well, I just kind of like shoot whoever because like they need love. So like I'm just kind of making them fall in love with each other. And we learn that it's like, yeah, but like, wait, we're just making people arbitrarily fall in love with each other. They don't even, it's in no way a service to them because it's not even like the right person for them necessarily. We're just kind of doing it because we think that that's better than being alone. And why is that the case? And I thought
Right,
that
and
was
it seemed like a lot of these, and yeah, it was interesting, and also it's like proximity. Number one, it was like whoever was close, that's who I'm shooting, and
Right.
whoever they make eye contact with first, and also they have no choice in the matter.
Right.
And that's not how, my opinion, true love is. Like, you have to get to know someone, and also every time someone fell in love, they were super rude. They interrupted. They did.
Yes.
They were like how. I mean, especially just to jump forward a little bit, the stage manager who gets shot, they're like almost ready to kiss Charlie and Ruby or whoever, or Charlie and the Amber, the theater girl, and he's like, "Hey, you're a hot number," and she's like, "Oh, hello." Wouldn't that put you off? Like, is she under the spell too? How does that work? How does the magic work?
She does seem put off.
Yeah.
She seems very put off by that. But how they end up together in the end, I'm not sure. I mean,
Who knows?
It must.
I
have
think
worked.
it's a Christmas miracle.
What I like is, so Richard Kind tells Ruby. He says, "Listen, gals, you're demigods. I'm the god of love, but I want to retire. I want to go on vacation this Christmas. This Christmas,
Haven't had one in a long time.
I
Yep.
want to be on a boat," he says. And so he's like, "Ruby, I would like for you to take the reins. You seem the most into people falling in love. Philomena's a little skeptical, as we said before. So Ruby
Yeah.
seems to be the natural fit." And he's like, "You just need to make one person fall in love, the most the most hopeless person on earth, love-wise, is this man
Cupid
Charlie
said he
Conrad."
has no match. Cupid says he has no
Wow.
match. And did you catch the whole thing of, yeah, and he walks over and Philomena goes, "The X-Files."
Yes, I did, of course.
I thought it was and to me I thought this was going to be like, oh, she has to help this person get back with their ex. That's what threw me off a little bit. And that's what I thought. That would have been fun.
I thought it was going to be like Aliens or something.
Oh, like the show.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was thinking about the show. So he gives her, and this is perfect. This is what we need. She has a mission and she has a timeline. She has until midnight Christmas to either
I love it.
take Cupid's place as the god of love or not. But he's rooting for her because he wants to go on this vacation. And so that's like the setup for the whole movie. I like that.
Love it.
There's like at one point there's like a tight shot of her like about to like throw an arrow. And her hand, like, it's clear that this is a real bow and arrow, and that
Yeah.
this is a first time pulling it because her hands are shaking.
She needs a compound bow. Not one of those
She needs to.
those compound bows are nice and easy.
She's got to pull with her back instead of her arms.
Hey,
harness
well,
her
you're an
power.
archer. You're an archer. You know these things.
I actually did arch once.
Oh, tell me more. Sounds like you know what you're talking about.
It was at a wedding. It was one time. The wedding was at like a summer camp. And listen to this. So I'm doing it, and they're giving you some tools, some tips of the trade. And I'm doing all right. And then I shoot one, and I definitely see it like hit the thing, but it disappears. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I go over to retrieve my arrow, and it went through, and it was like hanging at the back of where it went through, and it went right through the bullseye. Tell me that that's not a double bullseye if I've ever seen one.
5. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Was it a target and then like a hay bale behind it?
It was a big target and...
Or like a foam?
Yeah, because there was no hay bale because I was able to like get the arrow on the back.
Having a wedding at a summer camp is so cool, in my opinion.
It was really cool.
There were probably moments where it was like, this is kind of weird, but also you have the whole free reign of it.
Absolutely.
So
like the activities were awesome. It was so cool.
Yeah, it's great.
It was beautiful.
It's great. And they got the little lakefront. It's great. You get a kayak. So we meet Charlie. Let's just get out of the way. Great actor. He's been in over 200 episodes of General Hospital. Like he is like
great actor.
We gotta get a haircut.
Okay, I was gonna say it, and I'm glad.
Gotta get a haircut.
I'm like, how did we approve this hair for this movie, or how did we approve it? I thought that like a part of her like getting him to fall in love with someone was going to be a bit of a makeover with this hair.
Just the clothes were makeover.
Cut the hair.
And it was so. I don't know if that was the actor's choice or I'm like I can't cut it because I have another role. I get that kind of stuff, but it got to the point where it would be like flat, and I'm okay with the duck bill, like the duck bill coming out. I'm fine with that. When it came back flat, and he would tuck it behind his ears, and it'd be the comb over. I get that he has to be kind of a nerdy guy or whatever, but you have to know what you look like. You're not nerdy. You're very hot and attractive.
Yes. The first time that I watched this movie twice. I pulled a bit of a Ross, and I did watch it twice. The first time that I watched it,
I pulled a double Ross because I watched it 3 times. Go on.
I was going to say 4.
No.
I was very not super distracted throughout the whole movie, but I was just like, "What is this hair?" And I couldn't see his attractiveness yet, and there were glimmers of it. And then my second time around, I was like, "No, this dude is hot," but it was hard for me to see. Because I guess that hair is not my personal taste. I'll say that. I'm sure it is someone's personal taste. It has to be. You know what? When did you say they filmed this in 2001? It was a bit of quarantine hair. Let's call it that.
2020. So he probably grew it out.
Oh, they shot it in 2020?
2020 came out in 2021.
This is quarantine hair. He has not gone to the barber. He cannot.
But here's my question.
It's closed.
Why is he the only one with quarantine hair?
Is he? Yeah,
you don't
I
have
guess
to
he
answer
is.
this.
Yeah, you're right. I won't.
We meet him. He is sitting on a park bench in front of Shenandoah University's fountain.
Let's talk about
this.
this.
Okay, hold on. No, I need to get this out because I know we're talking about the same thing.
Are we?
His headphones are they AirPods or are they just
they're very long.
They're huge. Like they touch his chin. Like they touch his chin right here.
I did notice that. They look like AirPods, but they're definitely off-brand because
like this.
They are long. Yeah, it looks like a full Q-tip.
What? Yeah, a giant Q-tip. Yeah, it's bad.
What I was going to ask was, we know that he's a professor, but based on, is this a college or a high school? I couldn't tell. I thought it was a college, but then when the Christmas pageant happens at the end, I got really confused just because of the pageant.
Jackie, I need to let you know something. I hit this mark around your age. Every college kid looks like they're 13 because we're getting older. They're college students.
I thought that those students looked like they were in college.
Oh, you're talking about the 2 a cappella guys that looked like they were 11?
I'm not talking about their ages. I'm talking about the actual talent show. Like the actual...
Okay. Sorry, Jackie. We all can't be a triple threat like you. Some of us are just going to college and singing.
But this is a university. I was just confused as to whether... Because it seemed to me, and maybe I mistook it both times that I watched the movie, but to me, it seemed to be presented as this is the theater program's Christmas show. And
Oh, I forgot that it was like the theater programs
Right.
thing. You're right.
like as opposed to this is the college's like student union, like talent show, whatever, anyone can put up whatever they want. Like this is like the theater program.
It's Christmas open
show.
mic. Do what you want. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little prestigious. Everyone comes to this. Yeah,
made me-
interesting.
It made me think like, is this a high school? This
Yeah.
is the performance is reading high school, and you know what? That's me
Yeah.
being a petty bitch.
No, you can be petty as all you want, but here's my thing, and I forgot. And this movie did a great job because I totally forgot that these kids are on campus Christmas Eve. Everyone is on campus on Christmas Eve. That doesn't happen. You go home.
They do say, the students do say at some point, like, there's no way we're going home. We want to see what happens with the teacher. Like, they did
No,
say that?
not all of you. No, not all of you would stay. Also, you guys you guys don't like each other, right? Like, there's no. The one thing about this movie, and I get comedy is hard. We all know comedy is hard.
Comedy's hard.
But the one note for this thing is, everyone can't be mean to be funny. You can't be mean. And I get Philomena. Philomena has her thing.
And
She has
she-
her character trait. She has to be that way.
And she kills it.
She has to be the foil. She has to be the foil. She did a great job. She has to be the foil
The
so we can
students-
see Rube.
The students are a bit much.
I would never talk to my teacher the way they talk. And listen, I know I'm old school. I was born in 1914. And I'm old school. But you have to respect your teachers.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And and I think the funny thing is they know that he's very clumsy, and they really show how clumsy this guy is, which is great. And the
There's
students
a lot
really
of
play up.
slapstick in this movie, which I quite like. They show how clumsy he is in real life and on like game tape at Cupid's office.
They showing the game tape.
They also have a lot of like when Ruby shows up in his apartment to be like, I'm gonna help you. She, you know, he's like, what what are you doing in my apartment? He's freaking out. He's like trying to run from her, and she's using her magic to like get him back. And there's a lot of slapstick there. And listen, I love slapstick. It's
I'm a
might
big
be my
physical comedy
favorite form
fan
of
myself.
comedy.
And we need those back. Hey, listen, if you're a Hollywood person that you can make this stuff happen, we need more physical comedy in there. Let's
Yeah.
get back to it.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the students. They hit every type of character trait. We have everything going.
That's true.
With like, you have the stoner, you have the person that wants to do straight A's, you have the person that's like very theater and very. It's interesting, and they're talking about I don't know if it was Ruby or maybe one of the students where it's like we can make him fall in love with her or her fall in love with him or him fall in love with him, and like she was pointing out like look at all the possibilities, same with him, but they don't do that in the movie. It's all, in my opinion, all heterosexual.
No, I mean that's not your opinion. I'm looking at heterosexual couplings in this. This
There were
movie,
moments
for sure.
and there could have been like a quick thing, and I don't know if this is a choice of the people that making it, or maybe they did have this moment and they cut it or for whatever reason. But when the students at the end at the train station, everyone's falling in love, and it's not by magic. It's not magic. Everyone's just like they've had this moment. We've had this moment.
Yeah.
He's finally fallen in love, and oh my gosh, I've never seen you in this way. I'm away from home. Usually I'm with my family at Christmas. I'm swept up in these feelings, and people start smooching. There should have been, and it didn't have to be that long, just to show like, hey, it's cool. Whoever you want to love, you can love. It would have been interesting to see
It would have been
two people
nice.
with same-sex kiss or fall in love or just have a connection.
Absolutely.
There was a friend connection. The two girls that hugged, and she kissed on the forehead. Remember, it was a really quick. The one like the
maybe
spastic
that
one.
was a
It
bit
was
of
really
a-
quick.
Maybe that was I don't know. Maybe that was a bit of
I don't know.
connection, but you're right. It was not clear. And guess what? That's not accurate to college.
Oh,
Well,
my
the
gosh,
demographic
you
of this
are-
college is also not accurate to college, but yeah, in general, like, you know what I mean? Like like college is experimenting time. Everybody knows this. Hello.
You're not going home at the end of the day. You're going to your dorm. You're figuring things out, and I understand that's a whole separate movie we have to do that you and I are writing.
That's right.
But and I guess I understand it's Ruby and whatever story, Charlie's story, but that was one thing that kind of didn't take me out. But I was like, it's interesting that
It
this
bothered
made in
you.
2020, and it's yeah, to the sense like I had to bring it up because
Yeah,
I
it
don't
is
know.
interesting because this. I just wonder where this aired. Because I don't know. It was just interesting, but
Yeah.
we got to move on.
But also, we didn't. Yeah, we have to move on, and also, it could have been someone's decision. I still like the movie. I'm still not going to say I hate it.
Oh my god, me too.
Okay, let's
Listen.
see.
Okay, this is very interesting. So Charlie ends up, he's like going crazy with Ruby's magic, and oh my gosh, and he's like learning all this stuff. It doesn't matter that he ends up like kind of getting arrested. It doesn't matter. What matters is the most important part of that scene is Charlie promises to do whatever Ruby wants to find love and be happy because he wants her off his back, really. Like, it's not even that he cares to have love. He kind of wants it, but he says, like, I've made my peace. Like, I haven't found somebody, and I'm happy. Like, I feel fine. Whatever. But he says on one condition, no magic. No arrows.
And this is tough. That's a tough pill to
And
swallow for
that's
Ruby
fun.
because
That's a fun little
She's-
something for our movie here, a little plot twist.
and you know what's interesting? Cupid could have told her that, and that would have been like a simple thing, like, "Hey, you can do this, but no magic," and she'd be like, "Oh, whatever." But her actually having feelings now for Charlie and really like liking him and being nice. Okay, yeah, we'll do it your way, but no magic
Yeah.
because I'm a Christian, and that was a weird thing for him to say that.
They really bond, and I felt like you feel it from the beginning when they meet. You're like, oh, sparks. These people are going to get together for sure. This demigod and this human man are going to get together. But I felt like still they did such a good job of building their relationship, building their bond. While she's still like putting him on like dating apps. He goes on apps. I thought those dates, that like runner of bad dates that he goes on through the apps was very funny. Like, he had the first one to me was the funniest. I'm gonna go through them in opposite order. There was like the
Okay.
lady with a million cats, great.
You got to throw that in there.
The super planner who's like, I want to get married in 6 months and then have children within a year, and then you know what I mean. That person, okay, relatable. There was the morbid person of like, we're all gonna die, which okay. So now we're thinking out of the box, and I like that. And then the first one was his like former student, where he's like, you look familiar. Are you one of my students? Or like she was like, this is so crazy. It feels so cool to like be like dating a teacher, and he's like, oh my god, are you a student? She's like, I was 3 months ago. Like, and he's just like, oh my god, get me out of here. And that I thought that was really funny. Of like,
Yeah, and it showed that it wasn't it was a little bit him, but like more so like he can't find anybody.
but weird that he
I
would
think-
take out his anger on these bad dates on the wait staff, because he did, admittedly, he said, I'm only tipping you 15%. And it's like, but why?
I have no patience for that kind of stuff.
Absolutely not. And he was being a jerk the whole time. He was like, they're mad at me because I'm only ordering waters. It's like, then what are you tipping on? Why do you order a fucking coffee? It's $5.
And also, you're a history professor. You should know how this goes. Okay.
Your 20% tip on a coffee of $5 is going to be $1.
Wait, are you looking back and forth because you were doing the math,
Yes.
or were you doing that for?
That's how I do mental math.
Usually,
It's
it's like up and to the left, but
exhausting
you're
for my
like
eyes.
you're scanning. You're scanning.
Oh my gosh. You know what's also a fun thing of this movie that I've definitely heard of, and they hit hardcore, and then I learned actually what it was? Cuffing season. Do you know what cuffing season is? Did you know before this?
Yes, apparently it's like September to January or February, like September to, and you find someone to like hunker down for the winter. It was a thing, especially I think it happens in when it gets like winter in those regions.
It makes sense.
I don't think it happens in Phoenix or LA.
No.
Oh, in like Minnesota, like all those Midwest cities, people would find people and like
Wow.
hunker down for a few months.
Well, that's what I learned. I mean, I've heard that word, cuffing season, but I never knew.
And what did you think of before this? What did you think it meant?
It definitely felt like, I don't know why cuffing though, like handcuffs, like
I think it's like when you cuff your flannel Like if you wear flannel and you cuff it,
No.
you roll it.
But what is that signifying?
Like it's getting cooler, but not so cold that you have to keep the shirt down. You can give it up a little bit.
I don't know why it's called that, but
But also, don't you cuff your jeans when you wear boots too when it's cold? I don't know.
I think
You're
you
from Miami.
tuck 'em in.
This is what we do. You tuck them in the boots? Oh, Jackie, we got to talk.
or also you're gonna be so cold the air is gonna get them from underneath. Cuffings. I knew that cuffing season had to do with like weddings and marriage but I did.
Oh, because you're cuffed to your old ball and chain? Jackie, come on.
That's what I thought. Like I thought it was like,
Yeah.
you know, there's like that time of year when everyone's getting married. Like,
Also, I need to
I
preface.
guess I don't know.
I could be dead wrong.
No, you're not. They
But
say
in my
that
mind,
in the movie. They actually said, I wrote it down, October to March, which is very long. Get someone for the holidays / cold weather. They said exactly what you just said.
I thank you for saying that. I'm saying about the rolling of the flannel
Oh,
shirt.
right. I think
And
you're
I could
wrong
be
on
dead
that.
wrong for
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Guys, listen, we don't care anymore. Like, these movies are
Nope.
these movies. So does it matter that we're in Virginia and it's 4 days to Christmas and it's extremely warm? No, it doesn't matter.
Absolutely not.
Because guess what? In 5 years, that's going to be very accurate. Sorry, global warming.
Hey,
I'm sorry to
wait,
the Earth.
don't apologize. Yeah.
I'm sorry to the
Sorry,
Earth.
Yeah, don't
I'm saying
apologize to
sorry,
global warming.
not comma global warming. Like, not direct address global warming.
I s-
Sorry, global
sorry,
warming.
period. Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, sorry,
Say it
global warming.
like you're presenting it. It's like,
done.
hey, this is why it is.
Yeah, like it's been happening, and people can say it's not, and they're lying to themselves and they're lying to their mother Earth.
Great. I will say, if you did approach my table saying that, you are getting a 15% tip because it's aggressive.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Sorry, global warming. Can I get any waters for anybody?
Sorry.
And if it's warm, sorry, global warming.
sorry, global warming. Ruby likes Charlie, but she sets him. But obviously, you know, they can't really get together. She sets him up with Amber, the theater teacher, the head of the theater department.
I think so, but wouldn't they have met, or is it such a big college that people are doing their own thing? Anyway,
It's interesting.
that's just a thought. That's the thing that I think of when I watch these things.
Yeah, but I also don't understand how.
Are you about to sing? Are we about to harmonize?
I am touching my earphone, and I don't know why.
Oh, people see it. It's video.
Well, but some people are only listening, and I'm thinking about everyone.
And they're missing out. And they're missing out.
Missing out.
Out.
Okay, so I call her Meet Cute, but obviously her name is Amber. I call her, you know. They kind of hit it off, but not really. She hits it off. Like, she's lovely, and he's very much so like, yeah, this is like a beautiful, nice, sweet, you know, engaging woman. But he doesn't seem super into it, but he's not.
No.
But he's not anti. He's open to the idea.
Well, because maybe because he hasn't had love or anything. Maybe this is not. Maybe he's surprised and doesn't know how to react to this because he doesn't want to get his hopes up. But she is in.
She is in.
She is in.
And to us, you know, he's in, but he clearly still has, you know, a bee in his bonnet for Ruby.
Sure. Right. Well, because he's reading the script and he's like, I can't be too excited about this. So he did a good job acting.
Yeah, exactly. So the Christmas Eve gala happens again. This is we're not sure whether this is the theater program's show. We hope it's not. We hope it's more of a free for all for any student. We hope it's like a student union talent show.
Yeah. We think we want to think that this is like a ho 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 open mic type situation.
Because
Yes.
the a cappella group is 2 men. And and the dancers are 4 people who do 2 extremely slow moves. Not even a twirl. Like, there's
No.
just nothing. They literally lift their arm and
Yep.
put out 1 leg. And that's
Well,
that.
I gotta think. I mean, rehearsal time, maybe once, you're good.
You're
I
good.
like that. I like doing a presentation where it's like we have to meet once and we're good.
Absolutely.
And also, we're not going to stop when we're interrupted. That's how focused we're going to be.
Yes. So Charlie is about to kiss his now kind of girlfriend, you know, Amber,
Because
because he's in, you
'Cause
know,
he's
he's
in.
giving in.
He's in.
He's giving in.
Yep.
It's cuffing
it's
season.
the holidays. Yep.
He's trying. He goes to kiss her, and Ruby's like, no. And she's up in the rafters of the theater, and she's wearing this like coat, and she rips it off in a very, I think, sexy way.
Sure.
But also like Superwoman way, and is like, I'm getting out arrows. I'm done here. I can't watch him kiss another woman. I'm bringing the magic that I said that I wouldn't. And she just starts shooting everybody to make them love Amber, the theater woman, so that they're like interrupting and coming up to her and being like, hi, hi, hi. And then she pushes Amber onto the stage. Roughly. And then, of course, a brawl. A brawl.
I wanted a little more backstory on the arrows. I wanted to see the different arrows work. For him to be like, oh, there's different colors. He's like, well, what do you mean? And I wish there was like a montage of like, oh, fall in love, like the apology arrow, like whatever, like that kind of stuff.
I think that the different colors was just like a fun choice, more of a fun aesthetic choice, and less of a purposeful. These are different arrows.
Yeah, but I think if
But that would have
like,
been cool.
Exploring the world of Cupid, that would have been interesting. And the one thing, they get hit with the arrows backstage, and they immediately see Amber, and she's the only woman back there, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So they can't. There's no mistaking of like, oh, if I make eye contact
And we
with
know
another
that
woman.
this is a very heteronormative script, so we know that the men will flock to this one woman.
There's no. It would have been funny if a couple guys started kissing Charlie.
It would have been amazing.
Not funny, not ha funny, but like, oh, what an interesting choice of, like, oh, everyone's falling in love, and he's like, hey, what's going on? And it just gets messy. Like people are fighting.
Listen, this is a
It would've
Christmas
been
movie
interesting.
that we're assuming was for, this is in the genre of, I don't believe that it was on Hallmark, but it is in the genre of Hallmark. And that genre being Christian, pretty Christian, but like subliminally Christian. And also like just conservative, like you're not really going to see like a lot of kissing. You know what I mean?
No, this is for a lot of Etsy users. A lot of people live in Etsy states. This is very run of the mill. Like we know what we're getting down the
Because
road.
boy, if it was like for Netflix,
If you and I wrote this,
this everyone on stage would be getting shot and just hooking up, and it would just be like
Yep.
a wild, fun orgy.
people would be marrying trees. It would be insane.
Yeah, it'd be really fun. And
It'd be a lot of fun.
I will say this. I feel like I didn't mean to slam. Hallmark is making amazing strides and really upping their game and opening their doors and their hearts to
Yes.
to different people, different couplings. We're seeing men
And cufflings.
and cuffings. We're seeing men kiss on their movies, and you know what I mean. Like I have to say, God bless the Christmas House, because that's what that.
Yes, and also,
yeah.
sorry, global warming, but I think when we talk
Sorry,
about
global warming.
Hallmark, I think we talk about like classic,
Exactly.
like the classic
I think
stuff.
we're
Not talking about that. We're in the modern age now where it's cool. I mean, there were so many announcements of all these new movies. I'm excited to watch them. There's a Hanukkah one coming up,
Incredible.
which is great. Anyways, we're back here. We're falling in love.
We're dealing with the worst CGI snow I've ever seen.
There's rain on the ground, and there's fresh snow. Why? And my only note with the CGI snow is cool because we have to keep it the whole way, keep it the whole time. It was only up until she got to the train station, and then it stopped, and then it took me out of it. But also, you're shooting in Virginia during COVID. It rains. Use that. Like know that and I know we have to like have this feeling. We're already in. Like at this point in the movie, like we know it's Christmas. We're good. Yeah. Santa hasn't shown up, so that's a big.
He's
knock.
not going to.
And he's not going to. But they're at the train station because that's how you get to the middle of nowhere.
I love the train station. The train station filled me with like I was like, oh, here it is. Like this feels like Christmas. Yeah. I haven't seen Christmas a lot in this movie, to be quite honest. I know that the Christmas pageant, of course, and we talk about Christmas, but there's no like gifts and things like that. And for me, Christmas is about gifts.
I think they did a good.
About
it's just all about me.
No one's buying or giving or buying.
Sure. But as long as something's showing up for me every day,
It's weird.
all 12 days of Christmas. They did a good job of like the students helping out. There was that one like fashionista person that was like, I knew you were a cop, but like now he wants to like help. And
Yeah.
all of them are in the car driving. That was a fun scene. And
The car with her being like, "This is my first time in a car." Like
that was a
freaking
total
out.
riff. That was a total, like the director said to say that because you can tell like she said it.
And
I
they're
think it was like
"Say
a
it
one
louder."
or twice. Yes, say it one more time louder. And that was a nice little fun beat.
Yeah.
She's at the train station. This is like the go-to. Dude still doesn't have a haircut. Still bothering me.
You know, you've actually skipped over
Oh.
a very important
Me
part.
Me skipping over things in this
know.
podcast? No.
You skipped over a very important part because right next to where you are, I have my notes on my computer. Which
I have my webcam here and you're here. That's why I'm here. And my notes are here.
Oh, I see. Which is Ruby goes back to Cupid Land, wherever the fuck that is, to
Right,
Cupid
right.
quarters, and
I love it.
he's like, "You can take the throne, like you did it." He's in love, and she's like, "Huh?" Like he doesn't seem super into it, and then she denies the promotion, and she's like, "I want everyone to be with the perfect person, not just everyone be with anyone. Like I think it's arbitrary the way that we just like shoot off our arrows and just place people together that maybe shouldn't be together. I don't like this." And he's like, "Whoa, what?" And then Philomena backs her up and is like, "Yeah, all like I agree with her." And also like they say at one point like, "And if this is what you believe, then you shouldn't be Cupid." And I liked this fuck the patriarchy moment, to be quite honest. And
Yeah.
that's when Cupid takes away Ruby's magical powers and makes her mortal. 'Cause he's like, "You're fired, so your magic is gone, and also you will die eventually. You will die eventually. You are going to be mortal. So go enjoy your life your short life now with this man, if he even
Your
wants
short
you."
life. It does say that.
If he even wants you. And then
Yeah.
this is what leads her to like get on the train. But I thought that was a pretty important detail. Just a pretty important detail.
It was like the genie in the lamp situation.
Yeah.
He sacrificing yourself
Yeah.
for the good, for love.
And Philomena
lot
ends
of
up being
things.
Cupid because Cupid's like, "You know what? I was never expecting you to stand up for her and for you to stand up for love, and that was the ultimate test, and now you're going to be
Mm-hmm.
Cupid." And he still gets to go on his little vacation. We digress. We have to get back to the train station because guess what? The kiss.
It's not
the
snowing
kiss-
anymore.
The kiss.
Oh, did you like that kiss?
Well, they have their first, they have a normal kiss, and she's like,
Yeah.
"Wow, my first kiss." And he's like, "Whoa, your first kiss." And then he goes back far too viciously. He goes too crazy on this kiss. He
Well, I think
like
that's-
winds up and comes in, and his mouth is so open wide.
Yeah, teeth exposed.
And it's a devouring. It just feels like a snake
Yeah.
unhinged a jaw. And it was very...
And you don't like that. And you don't like that.
It was just unattractive to look at.
Oh, you don't like looking at, but you like when people kiss you like
yeah, I
that?
love when people get...
Ooh, the best. The best.
What did you think of the kiss? Were you into it?
I thought he was gonna react. I didn't think he was gonna react the way he did when she said, "Oh, that's my first kiss," because I knew she was gonna say it was my first kiss, or like, "Oh, that's what a kiss feels like." And I thought the line, if I wrote it again, he's like, "Well, you want your second kiss?" And then going in like very gently or whatever.
Yeah, like I want it to be more tender, like purposeful, like...
Yeah.
I'm thinking, and I can't think of what kiss I'm thinking of, but I am thinking of like a very specific kiss in a movie, and I can't think of which one it is. If it comes to me, I'll let you know.
Okay.
But there is
Yeah,
like
please.
a good like, "I'm giving you your kiss" moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like your first kiss or whatever it is in a movie
And
that
it's-
kills it.
It's tough. It's tough.
Maybe
Kissing
it's
on screen is tough.
Maybe it's Shane West in A Walk to Remember.
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like all the kisses in that movie were like very good. In terms of like, you know what I mean? It's like, this is her first kiss. You don't want to go
Yeah.
You don't want to go hard. Like, let it progress to that. But you
Yeah,
want to
you don't
give her
wanna-
something tender.
Absolutely, because it's a first impression type thing. I agree.
Ross.
There was a intimacy coach on this movie.
Oh, there was.
So there was someone, and if you don't know what that means if there was any type of like intimacy, even I've been on sets where it's like just hugging is happening.
Good.
And someone has to be on set just to make sure, hey, are you comfortable here? This is where the hand's going to go, all that stuff. So and I guarantee it was probably a college student because all the crew was just went, all these people,
That's
these people that
Shenandoah,
make these
baby.
movies.
And they do a great fucking job. Like,
Yeah. And I think
do a great
with all
job.
those kisses, there had to have been people on set being like, okay, are you comfortable this way? Are you comfortable this way?
I like
And going back to that, when he like wound up and exposed his teeth and came in, she had to be okay with
that. And the
that.
fangs came out. Yeah, she did have to be okay with that.
Anyway, it's tough kissing on camera. I've never done it, and I'm a little nervous too.
I never have either.
So-
Have I? I don't think so. And it makes me very nervous.
Not that memorable. Nice little burn, Jackie.
It makes me very nervous.
I'm nervous too. Oh my gosh.
I'm nervous just thinking about it. Okay, Ross, let's rate this
Yes.
thing.
Okay, this is gonna be easy for me.
Wow, so I'll let you go first. I feel like
Okay.
you're usually a last one. Let you go first.
Cupid for Christmas, 2021. This was one of the first movies made in Virginia during the COVID times. They said, go for it. They said, we are going to go for it. Genre bending?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Do we know where Cupid lives? No. Does it matter? Absolutely not. Was Ross Kimball confused when they said, to the X-Files? And I thought it was a movie about getting their ex back. And Jackie thought it was about aliens. It has something different than the movies that we watch. It has a different type of magic. We have a what do you call it? We have a
God, a
being.
demigod.
Yeah, a demigod or a being that was created to create love, and people fall in love with Christmas magic. This time, it wasn't Christmas magic. It was Cupid magic. And to further along, it wasn't just Cupid magic. There was no magic. It was hearts and blood and flesh and brains coming together and saying...
fangs.
And fangs and breathing in and sucking in life force as I'm kissing you. It was all of that. No Santa. Not good. I'm okay with
Santa
CGI
can't
snow.
come and talk with Cupid at some point? Like, can't be in the waiting room of this office?
Oh my goodness, that would have been perfect. Where Santa, they have to cut the line, and Santa's waiting for Cupid because they have to talk about something,
Or even to
or
just...
the Easter Bunny, or like the Tooth Fairy, or something. What was that one movie we ever watched?
Yeah, the one...
Yeah,
Yeah. Even to just say, like, how do you think Mr. and Mrs. Claus got together? You know what I mean? It's like, even to just wink at... I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah, like I was a part of that, or
Yeah.
like you did. It's like no magic was involved in that one. It's like whoa, like so they really love each other. Yeah, whatever.
Interesting. Anyways.
CGI snow is involved. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But just make it last. It was maybe 9 seconds
He was
of
fleeting.
snow.
Yeah. It's expensive.
Genre bending, it worked on this one. I think combining the Halloween and Christmas stuff doesn't work on me.
No,
this,
I hate
think it's a
that.
one and done. I think you can't do this again. But it was awesome that they did this. Whoever came up with the concept did a great job. They worked with people, and a big shout out to Shenandoah University. They make stuff.
Oh my
you
God.
don't have to
and
go
they
to
make
USC,
good
like-
stuff.
They make stuff that we watch.
And
That's
that
what
we
I'm talking
like.
about.
High rated. I
And
mean,
we
let's
like
hear
it.
it, Ross. Where are you at?
6 out of 8.
Wow.
And if you're nice, you watch this. If you're naughty, you got to watch Santa Girl, which is made in Shenandoah Valley University
Okay,
College.
Ross.
Jackie, hit me.
Here's the thing. I agree with you. I thought the message of this movie was awesome. Christmas was what I want. I really loved the progressive message of this movie. Even though we were missing progressive couplings, perhaps, and progressive cast. Not even progressive, just realistic casting, but whatever.
Yeah.
Even though we were missing
Yeah.
those things, I have to say the message was progressive and was what I want. It didn't feel super Christmassy to me, but it didn't matter because I fucking loved it. And they always were like, it's the day before Christmas, and there was a Christmas pageant. Like, there were nods. I obviously I could have enjoyed Santa. I liked that we got magic in a different way.
Same.
I'm with you. 6 out of 8. It's just knocking 2 because I just could have used a little more Christmas.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
I mean, Ruby easily could have said, I don't really celebrate Christmas, and Charlie could have been like, oh, Christmas is my best. And him having those moments of like, oh, this is why you should love Christmas.
Even to see a Christmas tree. Even to just see one.
Something.
Never saw one.
Something.
It's definitely going in the nice, and
Yeah.
I'm very happy about this. I watched it twice. I would watch it again.
So nice. We'd watch it twice. So
Over and over and over and over again.
Hey, so free. Ross watched it 3. Okay, now this is a little rhyme. We have to end it. Let's just do this. Let's just shoot our arrows.
Oh my
At the
gosh.
same time.
This is dangerous. We're married.
No, the arrow tips will hit each other in the. Oh, my hand's
And
shaking too.
deflect.
This isn't good. This isn't good.
Huh.
It did work. All right. Well, I'm gonna look up some more stuff so that we can watch.
Oh, I can't wait, Ross. Thank you so much for joining.
For joining you.
For joining me.
Listen, my friends and I are doing a very slow dance for this recital thing. We're only meeting up once, but if you want to join us, it's really easy. There's only 2 moves, so I'll let you know.
I could probably follow along on stage. You don't have to.
Fa la
show me.
la 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 la. All right, we'll see you guys next time.
Good night.
Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you soon.
You've been listening to an Audio Wool original, produced by Byron McKoy. For more programs like this, visit audiowool.co.